They say sharks can smell blood from miles away, but legend says there's a lesser-known human kryptonite. One whiff of my brookies, and the frenzy begins. I could be baking in a tiny hut 7,000 miles above sea level, in the middle of a snowstorm. I'd still be found. People just know. Every single time. Look, one day I heard a knock. Thought it was a package. Looked out the window. Now, allegedly, someone showed up wide-eyed with a tub of ice cream, a spoon in hand, a baby's bib around their neck, and the deed to their house. But the cookies weren't even out of the oven yet. That was the moment I knew the legend was real. So ever since then, I take the necessary precautions. Now, brookies weren't even planned, but so is every great story, right? Look back when I was selling cookies at the farmer's market. Oh, I ran a cookie business for years, by the way. We'd sell out every single time. Fast. Too fast. I needed something else, something I could offer when the table was empty. So one day, when I was prepping for the market in my commercial kitchen, I had a box of brownies with me, and I just thought, what if? Now, sheet pan brookies were starting to trend, but no one was really doing them in cookie form. So that's when I knew what I had to do. At the time, they didn't go viral online, but in person, my online store, locally, people went feral. Which is why I didn't think I'd have to start rationing them out. And yes, the rationing method. That's my go-to. Because when I say it was chaos, well, actually, let me just show you. Yeah, these cookies, they're dangerous. But that's why I almost didn't make them today. Because today is not the day for rationing them out like some kind of cookie currency. I didn't want to do that today. Now, because this cookie is in a tier of its own, it deserves to be described like a high-end fragrance. A cookie with top notes of warm vanilla, brown butter richness, and just a hint of toasted walnuts. Heart notes of rich dark cocoa, swirls of fudgy brownie, and a barely there hiss of espresso. And base notes of deep caramel undertones that linger like a sweet goodbye. If this cookie was a perfume, just watch how people would become unhinged. They wouldn't stand a chance. Indulgent? Absolutely. But in a way that keeps you reaching for just one more. And one more after that. Until it's war. Okay, their portion lined up. Too late to turn back now. Once they hit the oven, the countdown begins. And so does the watch. If I make it through the next 10 minutes, I'm in the clear. Probably. Unless something happens. And it usually does. This is when it usually happens. The knock. The text. Look, one time I got a message that just said, I smell them. Another time, someone claimed they felt a shift in the universe. Look, once, someone told me their flight got in early and showed up 5 minutes later before the oven timer even went off. Weird. Look, I don't know how they knew, but they knew. There was even a drone once. No return address. Just a note taped to the top that said, Brookie time. But I feel like the day has come where I can bake my brookies in peace. So maybe, just maybe, we're in the clear? Crisis averted. Or so I let myself believe.